I can imagine someone making a vine of someone saying tiger effect, pop, and it just has a guy with tiger's face plastered over it holding a minigun just mowing everything down.
Say hello to my little friend. Oh, okay. What's up, guys? My name is Fluffal Sheep. I didn't know this was already recording. His name is Eric. He's running Fluffals.
Hello.
He's not running any of the Frightfur cards. He's just running the Fluffals. I just kind of want to do this because reasons. Go. Do the thing.
Well, I normally, as kind of expected, I'm running the three Fluffal Stratos. This card is normally good with the toy vendor and everything. Being able to add a Fluffal Monster and add a Imp Sabres. So that's pretty self-explanatory. We got 3 Fluffal Mouse. Some people have questioned online about when I duel them on Dueling Network, why I run the mouse, when I've actually shown them that it's really good for the tiger. Normally that's what it's used for, that either tiger or...
It's fusion fodder.
Yeah. Our MVP of the deck, Fluffal Wings.
Okay, what does Fluffal Wings do?
You banish this and another Fluffal monster in the graveyard if you have a toy vendor out and draw 1 card. And if you have if you send the toy vendor to the graveyard, you're able to draw another card in addition to that 1 card, while also getting off that toy vendor's effect when it's sent to the graveyard. You'll be able to get the search while also getting +2, so that's like +3 consistency.
Out of 1 card. +3 out of 1 card. That's...
Which is why this is mostly combos with Bear. Bear will set the toy vendor.
Okay.
While having it itself in the grave. So it basically supplies that other Fluffal you need to banish.
Okay.
And of course we have the 2 Bear. I'm deciding whether or not to bump these up, but actually I have tried bumping up Wings. I think in order to do it, you would need to like bump this up to 3 with Wings, but I think it would get like too cloggy.
So it's 1-to-1 for Bear and Wings.
Yeah,
okay.
I'd have to say they have to be like the same number in order to be as consistent as they are. I run 2 Owl for the fusion consistency, like you used against me for Tyrant's Tantrum. This is good for getting around like anti-spell fragments, let's say.
Hold on, he just mentioned it, so I gotta bring it out. I was playing this against him, Tyrant's Tantrum. Tribute 2 monsters. If your opponent wants to activate a spell card, they gotta send 1 already. Fuck, now I gotta clean that up. Nah.
For this, you just gotta pay 500 fuse.
Okay.
Double Sheep.
It's me.
Sheep is good for adding more Imp Sabres onto the field, especially when you have a dog out there, or Fluffal Stratos. You'd be able to bounce it back to your hand while special summoning a Imp monster. So you'd be able to summon that dog like later, or Owl for another Poly.
Okay.
As for one-offs, Rabbit and Cat.
Because Cat lets you refresh the polys, right?
Yes. While Rabbit allows you to refresh the monster, as long as they're being used as fusion materials and are sent to the graveyard. If they were stated as any fusion materials, like if they were banished, it would be really good.
So like if Macrocosmos is on the field, it fucks these 2 up, but really you're only running 1, so it doesn't mess you up that much.
Yeah, and if normally Tiger's the first thing I'll bring out before anything else.
Okay.
Moving on to the Imps, 2 Sabres.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain the Imps to me. Like, I just kind of trust you when you're doing stuff, but...
Normally, these guys are more ditching fodder for my build. Imp Sabres is like a Plague Spreader, but it's once per turn, and it doesn't banish itself.
Okay.
So, basically, you just pop 1 card to the top of the deck, which can be a Fluffal monster you can use for toy vendor. Later, then just set up for the fusion. This is like one of the main fusion Imps you need. Moving on to the last Imp I run, 2 Chain. This card is really good because it searches out your Frightfur cards like the Trap, Frightfur Fusion, or Frightfur Miracle Fusion, while also searching for Frightfur Factory. And for the last of the monsters, 2 King of the Swamp.
Because when you don't have anything else...
Well, King of the Swamp is really good for searching Poly, or if you really need to use it as a substitute fusion material.
Oh, okay.
Only thing you can't use it as a substitute for is Wolf and Sabretooth. Because Sabretooth doesn't specify.
Right, okay.
We have 3 Frightfur Miracle Fusion.
Because duh.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. The reason why I run 3 is because you need as much fusion summoning as possible in the deck in order to ensure that the OTK goes through.
Keep this out. I just want to show everyone how many fusion cards you're running. Because it's kind of crazy.
Alright. 2 Poly.
Yeah.
Some people wonder why I don't run 3, because 3 is too cloggy, especially with one of the fusion cards I'm running in here.
And realistically, you could probably just run it at 1, couldn't you? Because you can refresh it so easily.
And with Dark Fusion in the deck. I'm only running 1 of it. I might bump it up to 2, depending. I'm right now teching in a card in replacement for the second one.
Okay.
And the card I'm teching in is Flash Fusion.
Yeah, it's just worst super poly that saves your ass.
Basically, the way it works is if you have like Tiger out and 2 other Fluffal or Edge Imp monsters out. If your opponent would like Compulse or Boundless Tiger or another Frightfur monster you would summon, you can activate this, send those monsters to the grave, and fusion summon Sabretooth. And at the end phase, Sabretooth won't get destroyed by Flash Fusion.
Focus. It cannot be destroyed by card effects.
As long as 3 or more materials are used.
That's just dumb.
Somewhat of a middle finger to Cosmos.
Yeah.
The pretty self-explanatory one. Toy Vendor. I run 3. I might not run 3 of 4 Fluffal Wings, but I think this is good either way. If you end up like sending it to the graveyard with another Toy Vendor's effect, you still get the search, which is really good. The fact that it doesn't state its name in quotation marks is so broken. And the fact that you can use more than one of its effects per turn.
Yeah, it's... Nah.
As long as it's a separate card.
Or
copy. 2 copy of MST.
There's a little bit of salt here. You just dropped MST in here, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I just recently dropped it because I've recently been very killed with vanities and so much other stuff.
Yeah.
So MST tends to be like that messiah. Frightfur Factory, the last fusion card that will fusion summon. This is on like your next poly. It ends up getting off the combo really well. It also allows you to add back your banished Frightfur Fusion.
Yeah.
Last spell, Foolish Burial.
Because reasons.
Ditch Imp Sabres or Wings, most likely.
Okay.
2 Frightfur March.
Just negate anything and get drunk.
As long as it targets, of course.
Get them gains.
And also
basically everything targets nowadays, though, except for like a couple things, which you wouldn't be able to deal with anyway.
Spectre back row hate?
Oh, God.
No problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it also allows you to technically fusion summon one of the monsters as long as it's level 8 or lower, but they're all level 8 and lower.
I thought it said level 8 and higher. It says level 8 or higher.
Well, I think the only level 8 is Frightfur Sabretooth. I think that's the one normally I go
Which is
into.
still freaking strong as hell.
Yeah, because you are still able to get back the monster you sent for this effect. Because it counts as a fusion summon. Entering the 1-ofs, Fusion Reserve. I'm probably going to be bumping this up to 2. It's really good. It's better than Fusion Substitute, that's for sure. Even though a Fusion Substitute counts as a fusion card you can banish for Frightfur Factory, but still. This allows you to actually use the fusion material and get back your poly in the grave. And the last card, Storming Mirror Force.
Yeah.
This is only a temporary card because I'm probably gonna be I'm probably getting rid of it in the future. I actually don't really like it in the deck. I just threw it in here to troll anyone I'm going against today.
Just in case you can't get off your perfect first turn, you got that for a little bit of sustain.
Yeah, but eventually I'm probably going to be replacing this for a Fusion Reserve, and what I'm getting for it is a Blazing Mirror Force for my DDD deck.
Okay.
Moving on into the extra deck, we have 3 Frightfur Sheep, Amazing card. An Armades that can just come back 800 stronger.
The biggest FU to Cosmos.
Ones that get destroyed and banished still get their effects off because they hit the grave, which is after damage step. But
if you side in like frickin' Soul Drain.
Yeah. Or let's say Chaos Hunter.
Yeah.
That practically kills them while you're all already able to keep banishing your wings. I mean, or use Frightfur Fusion. This also is good instead of running into Cosmos Honest. I am so glad that this got a reprint. Frightfur Tiger. This is such an amazing card. So good.
Salt.
Leo, I'm probably gonna either put this to one or cut it out.
I have never seen you use Leo.
I only use it on very rare occasions. Normally, I'll use King of the Swamp to fusion summon into him, but very rarely will I do
think
that.
he bought it to me once. He used that on me once, but then I told him that we was just pretending to do it at that time. He got like, what?
You were thinking we were pretending to duel. I don't know about what you were bringing up to me.
I was just like,
I really want to get a third one of this. This thing's another amazing card that came in Dimension of Chaos. Sabretooth is just so good. Oh, I'm just going to fusion summon and get back whatever I used for the fusion summon.
Yeah, it also can't be destroyed by battle card effect.
As long as 3 or more materials are used.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was looking at. That was the one from earlier. Okay.
Plus that gives a 400 boost right onto the 300 multiplying.
Oh, that's right, because Tiger stacks.
Yeah, Tiger stacks as long as you have multiple Frightfurs. I can understand why it says you can only control 1 Frightfur Tiger. Imagine having 2 Tigers and 3 Sabretooth out in the field. Or 3 Tiger and 2 Sabretooth.
My butthole is clenched.
I really want to get another one in the future.
Would you run it at 3 if you could?
What, Sabretooth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Huh? Okay.
One of Bear. Bear is only good for if you really want to have fun, but it's more good for, the only good use it has is for fusion substitute or fusion reserve.
Scratch monster battle.
So you can search for Bear.
Oh, steals their shit. Okay, that's right.
Also good against Yang Zing, but I've only found it useful for using this or fusion substitute if you want to run that in your build.
Okay, how much attack does it have? 24?
22.
I can't read. Okay. Maybe if I stopped looking through the camera.
And the attack minigun, Wolf. This thing is so good, especially when you dump all your fusion materials into the graveyard using this. Clear your opponent's field, activate Frightfur Fusion, summon this after using like 4 fusion materials for this, just swing for game.
Like, you can have the biggest sustained fight in the world, and this thing will get through all of it, and then he still has 3 other fucking fusions on the field.
Yeah. Oh my god, you just attacked me 6 times. When's it? I guess this battle phase is over. You kidding? You forgot the other 3.
Frightfur Lawnmower.
It just lines up and mow them down.
Thanks for doing this, Eric.
I really enjoyed the deck. I thank you for your time. I hope that any of you would have found help with the video.
I am going to, down in the description, do the thing. I'm going to put down the actual deck list if you're just net decking. Of course, I'm not going to say that at the front of the video because I'm not stupid. All right. Talk to you guys later.
See you later.
Look at this nerd. Look at the nerd.
Hey, you're the king of nerds.
Salt.